What's up everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. So today we got Escanor the One from Seven Deadly Sins. So we're on a wide page. It's from his battle with Zeldris, and he's got his, he's holding up his finger, and yeah, so he's hulked out, he's huge. So you need a wide page for this one, I'd say. Well, you might fit it on landscape, but his head would be really small. So speaking of his head, we're going to start in here. And we're going to find the middle point of our page. That line, middle coming down here. And this is the center point. And his eye is just a little bit above that. So, yeah, so we'll just start with his top eyelid. So we're going to go up like so. And across. And curve it down a little bit here. Like so. And then the bottom of this curves up and over. Like so. And in the picture I'm drawing from, he doesn't have any iris or anything, but I have seen ones with irises and pupils, so you could leave them in, you could put them in, sorry, or you could leave them out. Totally up to you. I'm going to leave him out because it's just, that's the way it is in the picture, so I don't want to mess it up or anything in case I'm wrong. So, his head is kind of tilted, so this next eye is lower down on his face. So it's like down here. So it's just below, a little bit below this, the tear duct over here. And you're about eye distance apart again. And what I mean by that is you can fit an eye in between his two eyes. So he looks real creepy. Looks like he's about to do some damage. So, like so. That's his eye, pretty much the same as this one, except it's kind of lower down. That's all. And then, right, his eyebrows are pretty close to his eyes, like he's frowning pretty heavily. So we've got like an eyebrow starting here, and it comes up this direction. Real pointy at the end, like a tick. And then there's an eyelid line just in here, like so. And you can pretty much do the same thing on this side. So we just do, it's lower down again, remember? And then we go up this way. And it's pointy at the end. And we have an eyelid line just here, like so. And he's frowning heavily, so we've got to put some frown lines just in the center of his face here. So we're going to do one in here, one here, and one maybe just on the bottom here, like so. And he's got some brow lines coming up across his eyebrow here, just like to show that his forehead is like crinkling up and stuff like that. And maybe some here, joining them. Right, so then his nose, two lines coming down like so for the bridge of his nose. Oh, and remember, use a pencil, and if I go too fast, hit your pause button. So at the bottom of those lines, we have a V, a point just here. It could be flat or pointy. I've seen it drawn both ways. And then his nostrils just come out the side. So we've got a curved line coming out this way, and a curved line coming out this way. And then we're going to bring it down like so. And this kind of becomes his mustache down here. So it kind of comes down like this, and then comes across like so. And then you can see nostril lines just inside. And then his mustache, so he's got, his mustache is kind of on fire, so it's kind of more bumpy than usual, I guess. So coming out from here, we're going to curve it around, and then we're going to add various sort of spikes for flame and fire coming out like so. And it comes down the side like this, and you do pretty much the same thing over the other side. So we bring it up and around under his nose, fire lines, then these spikes coming up and around, coming down like so. So you're aiming for more of a fire look than a mustache look, I guess. So keep going around like this. Like so. So he's smiling, he's got a big like grin, so he's like, I'm gonna get you. And so it curves down from here, from his mustache. So this is the bottom part of his lip. And then it comes out, back up into here. And then we can just see some lines for teeth and stuff just in here. Some various bumps. You don't really join them across the middle, you just sort of suggest the teeth coming across here like this. And then he's got just some lines under his eye, I forgot here as well. Kind of eye lines, tick lines, cheek marks. And maybe a bump or two for the side of his nose coming up here. Like so. And then we just have a line for his bottom lip, just underneath here. It's like that stretched out sort of W shape, just like so. And you might have a shadow or hatching just coming down underneath. If you wanted, of course, you don't have to do that. I'm drawing it from a manga picture. If it was anime, that would just be a darker shade of skin color. And then his chin. So it's down here. So pretty far away from his bottom lip, but it's still, the bottom lip is still halfway between the nose and the chin. So that's your proportions. Bottom lip is usually on characters, if they're looking straight on, halfway between the nose and the chin. And the nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin, usually. I don't think this is the case for Escanor though. His mustache is, the bottom of his nose here is about halfway. Maybe. So, right, so his chin and his jaw, so they're connected. So then, so this is going to come up the side of his face, like so. And just about at the point of his mouth here, we're going to go up the side towards his ear, like that. And then this is going to come across like this. And every now and then you can have like a piece of fire coming out, if you wanted. Like, coming out from his face like that. And then this comes up to his jaw again. And then we go up the side of his face to there. Maybe bring it up a bit further, just there. And then his ears, so he's got some sideburns. So he's got a sideburn line here, and he's got a sideburn line kind of here. And then his ears are on top. They curve around. They line up just with the eyebrows here, or his top eyelid line. And then this curves down. And just in line with his mustache then. And then same on the other side pretty much. Like so. Again, you could do some fire coming out of his ears if you wanted. You can do as much of that as you want. And then inside ear lines and ligaments, the easiest way is always just a letter J kind of thing. Kind of coming down like so. But if you want, you can add more lines depending on how you feel. Don't judge yourself, do what you can. Okay, so his hair then. So where to start? I guess we'll start, so his hair always goes this way. So I guess we'll start over here. And we'll do his fringe first. So this curves up this way, and then his fringe comes across. So we're adding these hair spikes coming along his head. Like so they gradually kind of get longer as we go across. And then when you get to here, they're going to come back along this way. So here, another one here. And again, you could add some fire lines if you wanted. And we have a spike sticking up here. And we bring it down, maybe adding some fire as we go. Like so. And then we've got some texture lines and some hair lines inside there as well. That's the part for his hair. Comes down this way. Maybe an extra spike, maybe just in here, just to show the lines for his hair, the direction. Okay, so let's see what we can do here now. Right, so he's got I say so a lot. He's got a massive neck. So it's like right up here. So his head is kind of bent down a bit. And it curves down like that. So his neck is like higher up nearly than we're used to. It should come out from his jaw, but he's like bent down and hunched over. And the other side comes out from right up here. Just there. And then we have a line for the inside of that muscle in here. And it might come down like so. And then from his ear, maybe just here. Like that. We can't really see much of his Adam's apple or anything, but you could suggest maybe a little bit of it just there. So that's what we're dealing with in terms of muscle and size. Real big, crazy big. Okay. So then he's got fur, a fur coat on. Well, it's got a fur edge, and this comes around the back of his head all the way down like here. And then it's gonna meet come down like so, and it's gonna meet his hand at some point, maybe in here. But this is the inner curve line for that. It's the bottom of that fur. And then we're going to bring the side of his body down. So it's another part of fur that comes down. How far out do we go? That's the question. I think we go out to here. So we're out pretty far now. And that's the inside of the fur here. And it meets his arm. Just here. Right. And then the side of his body is here. And then we do that over the other side pretty much. So we add all these furry lines, jagged fur lines. Coming around his head. And then we go down the way. This comes in a bit, so to a spiky furry section. Kind of like this one, just across from it. And then we're going to bring this down. Like so. And then the side of his body is here. So his hip is kind of twisted a little bit this way. And he's got a flame coming out here. Get out as much of this as you want. Like so. Right, so that's the shape of his torso. So one line coming in here, one line coming in here. And that's how far outside his head we are. So you're probably a head width over each time. So the width of his head, that's how far out these fur things are. About a head width. Right, so his chest muscle. So the center of his chest curves here. Okay. And then we have his top of his chest muscle just there. And then these are gonna come up all the way up to this fur section, like up here. Like lines up with his earlobe. So we're going to bring this up like so. And then his next one up this way. And comes up like this, up into the side of his fur again. And then we have the bottom of his chest. So it's the same kind of line that we did for his bottom lip, right? It's this stretched out W shape, and it starts here. Massive chest, big pecs. And this curves up like so, and then comes down. To there, so real big. And then we have some hatching lines here, just maybe to show a shadow underneath his collarbone. And then there's all hatching on the bottom here. Of course, if you were colouring, you could just do a darker skin tone. Or if you're shading with a pencil, this is the grey part. So that's what hatching does. It puts in a grey tone. So like it's an optical illusion. It's not grey, it's black and white, but your eye mixes the black and white together. And then keep going down this side of his chest. Like so. And then we got abs all in here. So abs like you've never seen. So this curves up to there first. Don't know what muscle this is. It's got hatching along the bottom of it. And then his abs are like just blocks. So let's see. So the line for it comes down that way first. So he's kind of twisted. So it's curving this way. And the next one here. Like so, and the next one there. So that's the center line for his abs, right? And then the outside edge is out like here. And then this comes down like so for that. And then the top portion is in here, right touches his chest, comes down the other side to there. And then this comes back up. Kind of looks like a potato. God, I'm so Irish. I've seen potatoes in abs. Then the next ab, just here. And then the bottom one goes off the bottom of my page. That line there. This line comes across here. Of course, if you have more room, you can do those last few. I think it ends with his belt. Yeah, it's like just these ones and then his belt starts. So if you wanted, you could keep going. But I don't have room. Right, so we have his obliques, I think they're called. So here. And then they come in and they're kind of like curvy letter Y's. So these are like the ab muscles that are on his ribs. Just here. And there's another set like here. And over this side. Coming in this way. Coming down like so. And then the next set here. And then maybe a line coming down that way. And then there's like some hatching on his abs as well. Again, this is not something you really need to do. I'm just doing it because it looks cool. He's got a big vein here as well, sticking out of his neck. Okay, so now we got to do his hand. So let's just start with his thumb because it's like right beside his head here. So we're just going to curve it a line here, kind of like a letter C. This bumps kind of a few times and then comes down the side of his hand just here. And his index finger is just beside his thumb here, so it's like diagonal up from this line. So it like comes up, joins that line, and then it goes up to here, like so. And then we can see his thumbnail just inside here, that's on top. So like the top of his thumbnail. And then there's like some folding skin lines just there for his bent, like his thumb is bent over, you know, he's doing this. And then some more lines here. And then this curves across for a knuckle and comes across to here. So then we do the knuckles on the edge of his hand. So they go down like steps of a stairs. So across, down, across, down, across, down. Like so. And then we may have some fire every now and then as well, coming out like so as we go down. And then the inside of his hand here. So across from here, so that's this part of his hand, like the curvy parts of his hand. So this comes across like so. And then that side of his hand just comes down like this with hatching lines. So then we have the bone for his wrist, just here, like so. And then his forearm comes down like so, here. And then his forearm on the other side comes right down from here, from the edge of his hand, so it comes like this way. And it comes out to about here. And then we curve around for his sleeve of his shirt, or the fur coat that he has on, like so. And then we've got bones for his forearm that we can see, those ones just on your wrist, these yolks just here, one there, 3 lines, the one there, and another one. Okay, now the fingers inside here. So coming out from this knuckle, we do a parallel line to that, and then this comes down like so, comes back in and down there. And his little finger is just beside this one, so it comes, bumps a little bit here, comes down, down like so, and back in that way. And then we do the ends of those fingers, so curve this that way, give him a fingernail, and we will curve this one this way, fingernail, and then curve this one up and around like so, small fingernail. And then we can see the side of this finger, so we gotta add some bumps for where it's bent over, like so, and a couple more like full lines just there. Maybe one more in here for his inner hand, and then knuckle lines on top here, and hand lines for the palm of his hand just in there. Right, so his index finger is on fire as well, but at first it comes up like so, and then on the other side it comes up like so, kind of bumps out here, and then we have a piece of fire coming out like so, and then this comes up. And this is pretty much the tip of his finger, but it's kind of on fire as well. So, and it actually goes on fire well up off my page, but I'm just gonna add what I can fit just here. Like so, and then there might be some skin lines just there. And we could have some floating fire, so some fire just like floating off him. Like so. Right, so we might as well finish this arm, so stop saying so. This comes down like there for his neck muscle. This joins his shoulder, which comes down to here. So real wide shoulders now. This comes out, bit of fire. Comes back in, down to there. And then we have his sleeve. Curved line here for that. Kind of comes across this way. And then his big bumpy forearm. Comes out like so, comes down to there. And then we're going to go down to his elbow now. So we have another line out here. This has got fire. And then we go all the way down to his elbow, all the way down here. Like so. And there might be some stretched clotheslines going across those muscles. Boom. Okay, so his fur comes all the way around his shoulder then. So this is going to go spiking all up around his head. So just adding spikes. All the way around. And of course, fire. Every now and then. And you could add some fur lines inside there if you wanted, you know, every now and then, just to show that it's got some texture inside. And then we're going to bring this fur line down further. Right, so this is actually fur as well. So there's like, it's like a finer fur, it looks like. It's not as spiky as this one. And this is the same thing here. So we gotta do this coming down like so. It kind of sticks out at the bottom like that. And then there might be some texture lines or fur lines up and down it. Like that. And then the inside of his arm. So we've got a button just here. We have a button here. And a button here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one more. Just there. We just give it sort of an edge like that. And then his arm is going to come out from there. This is the start of his other arm. It goes down, it's holding his axe, but it goes off my page down there. And the other side of his arm, let's see, so we've got to go back up to his shoulder now. So it's like above his head. So it comes out here. First, that's where we're starting. And then we're going to bring it down, bumping sort of down this way. And then we could have like a piece of fire sticking off maybe here. And then we're going to bring it down a bit further. And we could have like a bigger piece of fire sticking off like here. Like that. And then his shoulder will keep going down this way. And then like this, his forearm will kind of stick out. So like on this side. So it kind of sticks out a good bit. come down towards his hand down there. And then there's like some fold lines for his clothes coming across there. And we gotta add some fold lines for where his chest is coming up. So like up here. And then a line up towards his shoulder, because you know his fold lines are stretching around those big crazy muscles that he has. Here as well. So all coming around his chest. Might be some hatching lines just on the edge here. Maybe some in here as well. Yeah, and then you can add fire and stuff coming out around as much as you want. All coming up from his body. But there you go. That's the basic idea. Thanks for watching. Escanor, the one. See you in the next one.